Hey guys, what is up? It is I, James Penrose here, back, and I'm here for your full official WWE Wrestlemania 31 review. Now, coming into this WrestleMania 31 review, first of all, I want to apologise for not posting as much videos lately on the matches and predictions for WrestleMania 31. I've only talked about half the matches that were on the actual card. Just for the fact that I've been ill again over the past week and I haven't been able to give you guys much videos, but as promised, I'm here right now for this WrestleMania 31 review. Again, it's going to take a while for it to get up, but once it's up, then it's there for you to enjoy. So, I'm going to say right now that this WrestleMania 31, I stood right here in this scenery this time last year, and I said it was an emotional rollercoaster ride for me, full of positive emotions or negative emotions. And we're in that same situation again, except there was definitely more positives than negatives. We go on to the kickoff. I didn't really watch the kickoff shows, so I can't talk about the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match. I'm just glad that Cesaro and Tyson Kidd ended up retaining, which makes them good as tag team champions. I'm glad I didn't watch the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Apparently that was complete shit, and the fact that you know it's shit when you give it to a guy that's 7 foot tall, 500 pounds in the Big Show. Literally, oh, you look like the Andre the Giant, so you need to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Oh, that was fucking stupid, I'm not gonna lie. I was fearing that they were going to give it to Big Show last year, and even that was just stupid. But him winning it this year could give two shits. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is just a prop now, and it's something that they've just completely fucked up. It's a concept that they've fucked up. So, without further ado, let's get into the actual card. They're all positives, pretty much, which I thought the show was awesome. Start off with the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. We have Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, Stardust, who else was in this match? R-Truth, and Bad News Barrett as the champion going in. And this was a pretty good ladder match, to say the least. A lot of people might be bitching and more and saying, no, they were expecting a little bit more just to go all out. I think they did a pretty good show, and I love Luke Harper's powerbomb to Dean Ambrose through the ladder. It looked sick. He sold it like a champ. The EMTs went up to him right away. It looked pretty bad. I would kind of just landed on his neck kind of thing. His body was bent. It looked pretty sick. And I love how Stardust was like doing like all sorts of jumps over the rope, as well as like everyone else just doing all these high risk moves with the suicide dives. I loved it. It was well done. The end result was where you have Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler headbutting each other back and forth, just trying to, get the upper hand on each other, trying to grab the IC title. Dolph Ziggler falls off another headbutt, and Daniel Bryan takes down the title. Daniel Bryan is the new Intercontinental Champion, and again, a lot of people are going to bitch and they're going to moan and complain, saying, oh, Daniel Bryan's been devoted to mid-card, he's not even in the title scene, so why has he been given the IC title? I'll tell you why he's been given the IC title. It's to raise credibility in these mid-card championships, which they have done last night at WrestleMania. I'm filming this on Monday. Yeah, there's no reason for anyone to bitch. This is a good, smart booking decision on WWE's part, because now they can do good matches for the IC title. They can build good feuds for the IC title with Daniel Bryan, and I think it's just well done. It's well done, and this match was a great ladder match to see, and they definitely need to keep the ladder matches going at WrestleMania. This tradition is amazing. It really is amazing. So well done there. Next match was Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins, the future against the Apex Predator, the Viper. And this was it kind of started, it started off kind of fast-paced as well, then it slowed down a bit, and then it picked up towards the end. It was a great match. It wasn't amazing, perfect, but it was definitely a good, memorable match to watch. But obviously, the most memorable spot of the match, and before I want to get into that, I want to say the false finishes in this match were good. I like how you have Randy Orton hit the first RKO on Seth Rollins, and immediately then I thought it was it. I was hoping it wouldn't be it, because I wanted Seth Rollins to win. We go 1-2, kick out. Seth Rollins then hits a curb stop around Randy Orton, 1-2, kick out. And then what I really, really liked was how Seth Rollins was going up the top rope, attempting his Phoenix Splash, nobody home. And then the ending scene was just awesome. How you have Seth Rollins going for the curb stomp, and all of a sudden he's almost like he's going upstairs in midair, trying to get up the stairs in midair, but he goes up and then all of a sudden, bam, RKO in the air off the curb stomp counter. 1, 2, 3, Randy Orton beats Seth Rollins. At first I was a bit skeptical. I was like, Randy Orton doesn't really have much to prove. Seth Rollins has more to prove. But now that I think about it, it saves up for what happened in the main event. Yeah, you guys got to stay tuned for my thoughts on that. But Randy Orton beating Seth Rollins, now I think about it, I have no problem with it. It was a good match, and that's all I really wanted to see out of these guys. It was well done. Put my drink down here. Okay, next match. Next match, I believe, was Triple H versus Sting. Now, I'm going to say right now, this match, I really didn't expect it to go down the way it did. I expected it just to go down as a one-on-one singles match with no interruption. Boy, did we get interruptions, I'm telling you that now, but in a good way. Because we had DX, we had the New Age Outlaws and X-Pac come out. And I was in shock. I was like, what the hell's going on? And they're here to cost Sting the match, pretty much, as they came out. It started off kind of well. You know, these two guys are going back and forth for about a few minutes. And then all of a sudden, DX comes out and tries to screw over Sting, and it doesn't really work. And then all of a sudden, NWO's music hits, and Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash come out. And DX and NWO have a brawl back and forth. And I'm thinking, well, Shawn Michaels isn't there. Maybe he's going to come in later on. And then all of a sudden, just when you think Sting's about to get the win, I think he hits the Scorpion Death Drop, and Triple H kicks out. And then all of a sudden, bam, Shawn Michaels comes in, sweet chin music on Sting. And that's when I think the match is over and Triple H is going to win. Triple H gets the arm over, 1, 2, kick out of Sting. And at that point, really, I don't know who was going to win. Said in my prediction video for this match, that Sting had to win. Why? Because you can't just bring in the guy from WCW who's been built up for 14 years to finally get in the WWE for WrestleMania just for him to lose. Well, I'm going to say right now, I don't really have a problem with it because it got a reaction out of me. It got a reaction, a shock factor out of me. When Triple H hit the sledgehammer on Sting and 1, 2, 3, Triple H beat Sting, I couldn't believe my eyes. I did not for 1 second think Triple H was going to win this match. But I can understand why they did it, for shock factor, to prove that, hey, just because it's Sting in the WWE in his first match doesn't mean he has to win, you know? And a lot of people are also now going to complain, oh, Triple H took his golden shovel and just completely buried Sting, he's got nothing to prove. You can't say about that anymore. This guy has put over a lot of talent. He's put over Daniel Bryan, he's put over members of The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. He's put a lot of guys over recently, so you can't just have... If Triple H is going to have a match next year, which I don't know, let's say he is going to have a match. You can't just have him build up saying, yeah, I lost to Daniel Bryan, I lost to Sting, but yeah, this next match I'm going to win because I'm the game. No, that's stupid. So him winning, I have no problems with that. It was a swerve, and I did say in my last video, this WrestleMania could be full of swerves, and this was definitely one of them, in my opinion. I just loved this match. I'm not going to say it was a brilliant match again. It was good, it was a memorable match with... and the booking, I just didn't expect it to go down the way it did. It was so unexpected. But great match, by the way, great match. Next match, I believe the next match was the Divas match. Yes, the Divas match. The Divas tag team match between AJ Lee and Paige going up against the Bella Twins. This match wasn't a piss break. Again, I'm not going to say it was a great match. It was an okay, decent Divas match. It kept my attention. And AJ Lee and Paige went over. Which I predicted. Nothing too special about this, to be quite honest with you. I really honestly thought AJ Lee was going to turn heel in this match, because at the start, AJ Lee didn't really take part as much. She was kept getting knocked off the apron time and time again, to the point where I thought, is something going to lead to this? But no, they came back, and I like how Nikki hit the torch rack and Paige kicked out, you know? I mean, because that's her finisher, pretty much. But AJ Lee and Paige ended up winning. Nothing too much to talk about on this match, because to be quite honest, this match was there, but it wasn't anything special. AJ Lee and Paige won, I was right about that, that's good. But I like how they're actually using this give Divas a chance thing, and they gave Divas a chance with this match. They gave them time, and it was not a piss break or anything like that. It was a good match. I won't say it was great, but it was decent at best. They did a good job. They really did a good job. Okay, the next match is for the United States Championship. We had John Cena going up against Rusev. Now, before I want to get into this match, I want to say that Rusev's entrance... Oh, but by the way, before I get into that, I want to say the entrances for this WrestleMania were well done. Sting's entrance, they could have done a bit more, to be quite honest with you. I can understand, because most of the WrestleMania was in the light before it got dark for the main event. That's what I found really awkward. Entrances for Sting, Bray Wyatt, Undertaker, all done in the light. That's a bit... Ooh, you don't really do that, do you? You don't do that. It felt weird. Sting's entrance, they could have done a bit more, instead of just him... People just come out with the face paint, playing the drums. I found that weird. Triple H's entrance coming out as like the Terminator or something like that was just phenomenal. How he just came out with the skull and everything. Target identified. Sting. That was awesome. And with this match, John Cena Rusev, I love Rusev's entrance. How he's coming out with the American soldiers. The flag's coming down. And Rusev's coming out in the tank. I thought that was awesome. Cena coming out with this promo package for America was good. As for the match, it was another good match. Again, wasn't brilliant, perfect, but it was definitely a good match, decent to watch. What really ruined this match for me, though, in my opinion, and there was nothing wrong with the match, don't get me wrong, but I just really think that this match was demoted when we all knew, once again, Cena had to win. And I'm not bitching for 1 second that we have John Cena as the new United States Champion. Because let me tell you something right now. John Cena as United States Champion is going to do that title some good. Like I said, the prestige has risen when you have guys holding the titles, the IC or United States Champions, like Daniel Bryan and John Cena. Two guys that can make these championships mean something. Because these titles really should solidify that. Once you hold these titles, you're going to go up further to the world title. John Cena doesn't really deserve that, but Daniel Bryan definitely deserves that. And I really think there's no problem with giving it to John Cena. I mean, obviously the match was predictable, so it kind of ruined the match feel for me. You had hope spots for Rusev where you thought Rusev was going to win. When you had Rusev get the accolade on John Cena, you thought... I never thought for 1 second that that'll be it. I really didn't think that'll be it. John Cena gets out. He's the first man to break the accolade. AA 1, 2, 3. John Cena's your new United States Champion. I was pissed at first because I was like, oh, same old shit. Cena can't lose twice in a row. No, he can't lose twice in a row. But no, him as United States Champion for the first time in a good few years. We've seen him as a United States Champion. And I'm going to say 10 years. Since 2005, when he lost it to Orlando Jordan. If anyone remembers Orlando Jordan, that was just oof. But nonetheless, it was a good match to see. It started off kind of boring in my opinion. It didn't really draw at the start, but then it picked up towards the end, and then Cena winning. Normally I would bitch and moan, but really I don't have a problem with it as much as this match, because it was a good match to see, and that's all I care about. Okay. Next match I'm going to talk about is... we have The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. And for those of you guys that don't know, Undertaker recently has been coming out with these photos from the past month of him training, with Michelle McCool posting on Instagram photos of The Undertaker training, doing squats and boxing and all that stuff. And you could tell like how his hair was starting to grow back. And that's what made him look more like the American Badass Taker. And when he came out in the dead man attire, you know, the hat, the trench coat, it just got chills down my spine. And when he took the hat off and I saw the hair, and I saw like the leather pants and stuff, I'm thinking, oh yes, this is 2003/2004 Taker back in his attire going up against Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's entrance, again, I love how you have the scarecrows walking around like zombies, looking at him with the lantern. Well, I'm going to say right now, when their entrance is in the light, is there really any point having him come out with a lantern? Really, is there any point to that? And having people wave their fireflies out? It looks better in the dark, it really does. But then again, it's not the biggest deal ever. Undertaker coming out, his new look, I love it. I love how at WrestleMania time he always likes to alter his look a little bit. And as for the match, it was a well done match. Undertaker started off the first portion of the match dominating Bray Wyatt, giving him the old school, him going outside the ringer for a little bit. And then afterwards, Bray Wyatt got some offense, and I love how the announcers were saying, you know, last year he got a concussion. We have not seen him since WrestleMania 31, and since WrestleMania 30, I should say, and he got a concussion at that event, and we haven't seen him wrestle since. Is this concussion still there? Is it going to come back as Bray Wyatt's getting the offense? You know, he's taking clotheslines on the Undertaker, he's taking him down. As I believe, I think Undertaker hit Snake Eyes, and then Bray Wyatt countered into like a takedown right to the head. And then Bray Wyatt started getting some offense. And the force finishes were good. I like how you have Undertaker like going for a choke slam. He couldn't really get the cover, I don't believe. And then all of a sudden, Undertaker hits the first tombstone 1-2 kick out. At that point, we all kind of knew Bray Wyatt was going to kick out, because normally at this time for WrestleMania, anyone hits a tombstone on... When Undertaker hits a tombstone on anyone, they're going to kick out because it's WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt kicked out, and then all of a sudden Bray Wyatt goes for the Sister Abigail on the Undertaker. I don't know why, but for a split second I thought that was it. 1-2 kick out, of course. And then what I really liked the most was before the ending of the match, you have Bray Wyatt you know, doing his creepy crawly spider walk. You know, it looks really creepy towards the Undertaker, and all of a sudden, Undertaker sits up, gives Bray Wyatt the scary eyes, and Bray Wyatt's like, oh shit. Because I love how, if you guys don't remember WrestleMania 29, and CM Punk got the Anaconda Vice on the Undertaker, and all of a sudden Undertaker sits up, gives him the eyes, and you can tell Punk pissed his pants. He shit himself. I'm pretty sure with Bray Wyatt it was the same thing. He just gave him that weird ass look. And then all of a sudden they're punching, they're going back and forth, all until Undertaker finally gets the second tombstone on Bray Wyatt. 1, 2, 3. Undertaker beats Bray Wyatt. Undertaker has now won 22 wins. He's got 22 wins at WrestleMania with just 1 defeat. Which I think's awesome. A lot of people are mad about this because they now see this as, oh, Bray Wyatt lost again. This is 2 WrestleManias, he's lost now. Oh, he's going to be booked to shit now because he's lost at WrestleMania. Well, really, I'm going to say right now, when it comes to Undertaker, I agree with Undertaker winning. Why? Because do you honestly want Undertaker to go... WWE to book Undertaker's, oh, well, you had a great, historic, undefeated WrestleMania streak, and now we're just going to flush it down the fucking toilet by having you lose 2 WrestleManias in a row. Yay! No, honestly, I would trash it even more if they were to do that. Don't get me wrong, if Bray Wyatt would have won, I would have loved it, because that would really elevate his career, but come on. Just Bray Wyatt going up against Undertaker in itself is an accomplishment. It's a career-defining moment. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. Bray Wyatt facing off against Undertaker has elevated his career. He's the one that's carried this feud, might I add. Undertaker hasn't been on the Raws. Bray Wyatt, with these promos, these creepy vignette promos, said, I'm the new face of fear. I'm going to take you out. This will be your final resting place. He's carried this feud just through his voice. It's been tremendous. So really, Undertaker winning is not that big of a deal. In fact, I actually agree with this more, in my opinion. Will Undertaker be on Raw tomorrow night? I saw rumours a couple of weeks ago that Undertaker might be coming out to call out Sting for WrestleMania 32. Really, if that happens, epic, but I don't see it. I really don't see it, because there was another source saying that that match against Triple H could be Sting's last match, which I don't see it, because this is only Sting's first debut match in WWE. Has he really only just come for 1 match? That's a bit of a letdown if he is, but hopefully in Texas next year we get the dream match we've all been waiting for, which is Sting and Undertaker. But overall, when you get down to this match, it was a great match. Undertaker going over, I have no problems with. I can understand why people are mad, because, you know, the future needs to go over. Undertaker's not going to be here for much anymore, and, you know, this really isn't going to do much good for Bray Wyatt. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll watch Raw tomorrow night. We're going to see what Bray Wyatt does and what feud he's going to go for next. I don't know. I say this is the year you give him the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Because Bray Wyatt is a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. How he hasn't been given the title yet. In fact, I'm going to say right now, the fact that Bray Wyatt hasn't been given any sort of championship yet is fucking stupid, in my opinion. Bray Wyatt, next to Seth Rollins, is the future of this business, and quite honestly, he needs the title. He really does need the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I think this is the year to give it to him. When exactly? I don't know. I'm going to say around the summertime, or just coming up towards the winter time. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But just give him the title. I really want to see him run with the title. He'll make a great champion. Definitely he will. But this match was a great match. Okay, main event. I got to credit WWE for this main event. We have Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Everyone was coming into this with a sour taste in their mouth. Oh, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns is just going to be Goldberg Lesnar 2.0. Oh, we're not going to give a shit. Roman Reigns is just going to hold the champion. He's going to cock that fist. And you can believe that. No, this was not any of that. What we got was literally, well, obviously when Roman Reigns came out, he got booed out the fucking building. We all predicted that, of course. I mean, it's WrestleMania. That's when you get these die-hard, hardcore, passionate fans that will make or break you. Brock Lesnar came out, got cheered. That's what I expected as well. We get down to this match. I thought this was just going to be Brock Lesnar just having just like a one-up on Roman Reigns constantly. It was like that, but not in the way I expected. Really not in the way I expected. It started out Roman Reigns trying to get some punches. He actually gets a couple punches. He actually busted open Lesnar right around here. And then Lesnar all of a sudden got a German. And when Lesnar found out he busted it open, he's like, You son of a bitch. And all of a sudden, Lesnar starts to get the suplexes on him. I like how Brock Lesnar shouted to Roman Reigns, "Oh, it's Suplex City, bitch." That was pretty funny. And then Roman Reigns starts to get a few shots. You know, he's trying to get some few shots. Lesnar, not having that. Starts to get more of the suplexes on him. The crowd's chanting Suplex City. That was actually trending on Twitter, but who really gives a shit? And then all of a sudden, Lesnar hits an F5. He actually hit an F5 right off the bat. I don't think he pinned him, though, on that. He hit another F5 later on. Roman Reigns kicked out, and then Lesnar's smiling. He's like, "Oh, yeah, well, I'll just inflict more pain." So he did, and then hit another F5. Roman Reigns kicked out again, and then that's when Roman Reigns starts to come back. You know, I think he gets some knees to the face before he got knocked off, and Roman Reigns started to come back, because when Roman Reigns hit Lesnar right face first into the steel post, Lesnar, oh my freaking god, he got busted open badly. We got a lot of blood in this match. We really did got a lot of blood. Brock Lesnar got busted open really badly, and then that's when the comeback started. Roman Reigns hit one Superman punch. Lesnar gets up immediately. Roman Reigns looks shocked. Roman Reigns goes for another Superman punch. Again, gets up right away. He looks shocked, and then hits a third Superman punch, and he's pretty much dazed. And then Roman Reigns hits a spear. Brock Lesnar still gets up, then hits another spear, and he's down. And quite honestly, when he got the cover, I thought that was it. I thought, that's the end of WrestleMania, guys. Roman Reigns is champion. Exactly what I predicted. 1, 2, kick out. Brock Lesnar kicks out, and at that point, I'm in shock. At this point, I'm like, ooh, who's winning now? I don't know now. I really don't know now. And then, just when you think Roman Reigns is going to go for another spear, and he's just about to win the match, oh my gosh. All of a sudden, Seth Rollins' music hits. Seth Rollins comes out and cashes in the Money in the Bank to make the match a triple threat match. And honestly, that was just awesome. Because I called Seth Rollins to cash in, but not like this. I called it as, Roman Reigns is going to win, and then Seth Rollins will cash in after, because that's how it normally goes. Not today, my friend. Seth Rollins comes in, makes the match a triple threat, and I was worried for like a few seconds that Seth Rollins could actually lose. How like he was going for a curb stomp on Brock Lesnar, gets him in midair, about to go for an F5. Roman Reigns comes in, hits a spear on Lesnar, and then all of a sudden Seth Rollins capitalizes on that, hits a curb stomp on Roman Reigns. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Again, a round of applause. That was amazing booking. Whoever booked that is just... Thank you, pretty much. Thank you. You gave me what I wanted. WWE, you listened to the fans. You listened to me. You pretty much said that. I pretty much said Seth Rollins must cash in. He must make history, and by God, that's what he did. And how he did it, I did not expect. Him to just add himself into the match, make it a triple threat. I did not see that coming. Again, another brilliant swerve. And that was a perfect ending for this WrestleMania. This WrestleMania was a very solid WrestleMania, and that ending was just phenomenal. 2 years in a row, WrestleMania has ended right when they've just booked it to perfection. Literally. And tell me your opinions in the comments below. Did you find this WrestleMania as a hit and miss? Did you think there was a lot of negatives? If so, why? Comment down below and let me know. So, other than that, guys, I think I'm going to end this video off by saying this was a great WrestleMania. And like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to Alex Wilkinson and Assassin Legend. He keeps changing his name now. I don't know what the hell's going on. Subscribe for their videos. Their links will be down in the description below. If I remember to put them in there, because sometimes I do forget. So if it's not there, it's probably because I forgot. So other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching this WrestleMania 31 review. I'm James Penrose, and yeah, all I can say is, peace out, my brothers. Great WrestleMania.